So we'll be going deep into this whole story where, guys, most of you have been told that anyone you sleep with, you are married to. So kila mahali unaambiwa ati gomani sisio the neihiko. Everyone you sleep with, you're married to. So that is what I want to go deep into esoterically, like to explain what it means when it comes to sexual relations with different people. Like nasikia mtu akisema ati anyone you are married to or anyone you sleep with, you're taking their energy with you. So what kind of energies do you take from these people? So that is what I want us to dive into. So this is a spiritual page, so you'll have to have an open mind. We go deep on this page. We don't do the normal shenanigans. So you've heard of people talking about in sickness and in health, and let's switch off this music maybe. But you can tell me if you like the music in the background. The music can stay in the background. Nyinyi mtadecide if you need the music in the background. If you don't want the music, we can shut it off and just go direct into the live. So it depends on you. Evening Jenga na Jenga family. Shout out to you, Karia. The music is perfect, nice. So we'll keep the music playing in the background. So when it comes to relationships, especially more so these days whereby everyone is doing relationships based on what you call the synthetic world. The synthetic world, aka everything is synthetic. How you love, how you relate, how you laugh, not just love. Everything you do today, you are taught how to. There's nothing that you do naturally, all the way to the point you are even taught how to breathe. Something as natural as breathing, we have classes for breathing now. When you get on the YouTube, you are going to find people who charge you courses to teach you how to breathe. Or you pay $50 for a mini crash on how to breathe down to your belly. So this is such an artificial world that what you think is a joke, like the things you laugh at, those are not actual jokes. You are programmed to think they are jokes through what you call sitcoms, aka we have comedy shows like The Big Bang Theory, Men, Many Men, Friends. So what they do is that they are going to have what you call people sitting in the crowd, and these people have been cued when to laugh, aka they are going to say something that is not close to being funny. Then they raise the placards that say laugh, and the people in the audience, they will laugh. So you get programmed to even thinking that those things are supposed to be jokes, yet those things are dead serious, like they're not even supposed to be laughed about. So you are taught how to laugh, you are taught how to breathe, you are taught how to learn everything that you know you have been taught how to from a young age, all the way to going to school. So they teach you how to love. They teach you how to fall in love. They teach you how to kiss. You wouldn't even know how to kiss unless you saw it on a movie or on TV. You are taught how to kiss. Now, nowadays, you are taught how to have even sex, either through porn, or what is common knowledge, what you are taught. You are taught what an orgasm should be, aka nowadays we have girls competing online on OnlyFans on how to squat, aka how a girl can pee on the bed, and it's called squatting. So you are taught how to. This is not something that is even coming out of you naturally. This is not even something that you experimented and it happened. You are taught how to. Because when you get on OnlyFans, that's what you do. That is what you see, whereby a girl is supposed to finger herself and then pee on the bed, and she calls that an orgasm. You are taught even how to have sex through porn. You are told that if a man is supposed to have sex, then a woman is supposed to get on her knee, take your member, put it in her mouth, have you on your back, switch to a doggy or a scissor or whatever, withdraw, come on her titties or on her neck or whatever, or in her mouth, whatever. So everything in this world is so artificial. So you are living in their world, and that is why we say we have two worlds. We have the real world and their world view, what you are programmed to see, what you are programmed to believe through what you call the black mirrors. These will be your phones, your tablets, your TVs, and your screens. So when it comes to relationship, you are given options whereby you are told that your relationships have to last what you call happily ever after. Okay? Forget about the music. So you are told that your relationships have to last till death do you part. But shut up. So what do you mean till death do us part? So this is what we call vows. Vows. So till death do us part is a vow. It's a vow. So what is a vow? And what are these vows that you are taking whereby it doesn't matter where you are, even when it comes to culture, you are told that hakuna kitu kama divorce in culture. Unaambiwa ati gutiri kindu ta ndigano, that the Kikuyus never had what you're calling what do you call it, um, divorce, that kwa Kikuyu hakuna kitu kama divorce, that kwa Kikuyu hakuna kitu kama kuachana. So if you go to your dictionary and look at the definitions of the words or the word vow, okay, the word vow, then you're going to have an idea on what we are getting to talk about. So right now I'm sitting in the dark. I'm not gonna go like do some googling on what the vows mean, because you can do that on your own. Also the fact that I only have one eye to even like be looking at the phone. So that is even why my live is on green screen. Okay. So what are vows? What is this thing that you are calling a vow? So a vow is an oath. You are swearing an oath. A vow is a covenant. So when you're doing a wedding, uko pale mbele unasema ati oh, till death do us part. Remember, you are pledging something. You are pledging an allegiance. Okay? A vow is an assurance that I'm assuring you that until death do us apart, I'm with you. So a vow is the word of honor. Honor. There's no honor among thieves. A vow is what you call a guarantee. Okay? So you have to start understanding how these things do. A vow is our word. Like, this is my word. I'm giving you my word that I'm not going to leave you. A vow is a promise. You are promising. A vow is a bond. This is a bond. So both of you are being bound into something. So this is a swearing. Okay? That's what you're calling a bond. That is what you're calling a vow. Now, let's dive deep now. When it comes to relationships that you guys get yourself tied into, it doesn't matter whether these are relationships that are based on what you call religion or culture. It doesn't matter. So you're not looking where these relationships are coming from. So one thing you have to look at, or one thing you have to address, is look at how much effort you yourself, because before you get into these things, look at how much effort you give to your higher power. So what I'm calling your higher power is what you call either your God, you believe in God, your goddesses, or what you call your relationship with your spirit, or any name that is holy to you. So you realize that a lot of you are getting in relationships whereby you fail to recognize that your partnership with spirit is your number one priority, aka your number one priority for yourself is to your spirit first. Your spirit first. Before you meet someone and you tell them, hey, oh, I love you, oh, till death do us apart, oh, sijui till dawari, all that bullshit. Recognize that your partnership with spirit is your number one priority. You have nothing to lose but your spirit. Your spirit comes first. Your soul, your individual, comes first. So you may be surprised, or maybe you're not even going to be surprised, by how many relationships out there that we have whereby they are not equally yoked. So what do I mean? You have to be mindful of the vows that are made in a marriage. You have to be mindful of the vows that are made in a relationship, whether this is in culture or whether this is in what you are calling marriage. You have to be very mindful. Okay? What do I mean? So I was responding to a message. When you meet someone, so this is a spouse, a lover, whoever you are meeting, it doesn't matter who this person is. Whether it's a one night stand, it doesn't matter whether this is someone you just met in a club and you took home. You have to be very mindful of the vows that are made with this person. And this is the reason why. This person that you have picked, this Oga man, Oga that you have picked, where is this person in connection to their God, okay, to their goddesses, or whatever they consider a higher power? There's a reason why I've used the word Oga. Now, when you go to the Nigerians, mnaitanga Oga. When you go to the Nigerians, a lot of you complain, unaenda Roysambu unasikia akisema ati hawa Nigeria wamechukua wasichana wetu sana. Hawa maoga sijui wanafanyianga wasichana wetu nini. So, first of all, understand that Oga, the reason unamuita Oga is because they are following a deity called Ogun. Ogun. Kuna Ogun, kuna Oshun, all these are deities. Kuna Yamaya, all these are African deities. The same way nyinyi mko na Ngai, the same way mko na Nyene, the same. All these are deities. Okay? This is not about the Ogas or the Nigerians, but I'll give you a small hint on where I'm going with before I get back to the main topic. Now, inactivity on your screen. So, for example, the Oga wakikuja kuchukua wasichana wenyu, the first thing they do is that they are going to go to their medicine men. Wanaendanga kwa waganga wao. So waganga wao wanaenda wanapea rituals that are connected to what you call Ogun. Ndio maana when you meet whatever Nigerians, unamwambia ogao ogao. So that oga is an affirmation to their Ogun. So for example, let's say they want money, or they want to find a girl who they can use to manipulate to carry their drugs na vitu kama hizo. So they be given a special necklace that is connected to Ogun. Sasa ukitaka utaenda ufanye research ya who is Ogun, whereby when you go neck to neck with them, okay, based on whatever your talisman amepewa Githito, unaweza kuwa umepumbuazwa na hiyo kitu. Okay, si wewe ni Christian, si wewe utaenda maombi, si wewe unasemanga Jesus take the wheel, hiyo ni yako. So let's get back to the topic. This was not the topic. Shout out to all my Oga friends. I have many Oga friends. So always ask yourself, this person that I'm taking to bed, or this person that is taking me to bed, or this person that I'm getting married to, where we are exchanging vows, or this person that is taking me to a marriage, or this person who is taking me to culture, whereby now in culture unasikia ati wito gutire divorce, ati gikuyu gutire ndigano. Those are vows. Okay? Those are taking an oath. So where is that person in connection to their God, whoever they are following? Kana nwa mihiriga kenda, kana nwa kenda muyuru, kana nwa whatever they are following, who cares? So where is this person in their connection to their God, their goddesses, their Oga, their Oshun, whatever they consider a higher power? Where is that person in connection to that higher power? Where are they truly? How deep are they into that cult? How deep are they? How deep are they into that Christianity? How deep are they into that cult? You've heard of people who have committed suicide as a couple. You have heard of people who have committed suicide in the church. So you have to come from a point whereby you can see where they are. And this is the reason. Is that person capable of going forward? AKA, can they change their stand? Or are they fixed on what they consider a higher power? You saw the stories of the people in whatever, pastor whatever. Hii mlikuwa watu walikuwa natoa na huku Mombasa. Shakahola. Okay? This is the reason why. Where is that person in their connection to their god or goddesses? You saw people dying in Shakahola. So where is that person in connection to whatever they are considering a higher power? Where are they truly? So you have to see where that person is before they even take you to bed, before you even go to fuck them. So are they capable of going forward? AKA, can they change? Can they move? One day they wake up, you're like, oh shit, I'm in a cult. I can go forward. Oh shit, I'm in Shakahola. I can leave this thing. Or are they fixed on what they consider a higher power, to the point mliwaona Shakahola wakikufa bila kukula, wameuza vitu zao. Mnaona mtu ameacha kazi ati ni araroteirwo kwa mundu mugo ni mihiriga kenda, ati araroteirwo arerwo mundu mugo, sani ya mundu mugo, ati ucio niwe mutumia, ati mundu ni aratigire wira white collar job, ati ameacha, ati mundu mugo maraitire mbugu marona ucio niwe muthuri wake. The reason I'm saying this is this. You see that vow that you are taking, that is not something to play with. That vow that you take, saying, till death do us part, that is not something to play with. A vow is an oath. It's a promise. It's a contract. So it's very important that you have these conversations with whoever you're exchanging vows with. Sex is actually marriage. So beyond the papers, if I fuck you, if you fuck me, that's a marriage. Beyond the papers, it doesn't matter about the papers, that's a marriage. That sexual interaction that we have, that sexual interaction alone, minus the papers, that's a marriage. Now, a lot of people are married to people that they don't even know. So we have a lot of people who are walking around, they don't even know whom they are married to spiritually. Now, before I proceed, remember, this is a spiritual page. Okay? And you've heard me saying that these things are not important, but I'm here to tell you why. Why? Why? So when you decide to go get some pussy, go get some dick, now you can decide this is how I'm going to be protected. So many of you may find yourself stepping out of alignment because of a vow that you made. So what do I mean stepping out of alignment? You have met people who they will tell you that the moment I slept with that person, everything that I used to do went south. There are some vows that are going to literally deteriorate you. The Bible says that people perish for lack of knowledge. Now, there's a way of perceiving or looking at that sacred act. Okay? That thing that you're calling sex is what I'm calling a sacred act. There's another way of perceiving that. You can call it a sacred act. You can call it a marriage. Now, when it comes to the higher powers, whenever you are interacting or whenever you are in that sacred or keyword, it's a sacred act. There is usually what you call a deep spiritual bond between you and that other person. Now, if that bond, if that spiritual bond between the two of you or between you and the other person is essential to your growth and evolution, that sexual bond that both of you have, that spiritual bond that both of you have, in a sense, from the word go, for it to start, it doesn't matter how it started, whether you did it out of the club, wine test, whatever, it doesn't matter how you did it. From a spiritual perspective or from a higher power, aka in whatever, whether you want to call it a god's eyes, a goddess's eyes, a high priest, high priestess, whatever you want to call it, who cares? From the word go, from a higher power, okay, that sexual act, that sacred act, that spiritual bond between the two of you is usually for growth and evolution. It doesn't matter how it starts. From a higher perspective, from God's eyes, it's for growth and evolution. Why? What is sex? Sex is nothing more but an exchange of two energies to create another. So whether you are doing it for pleasure, that is still for growth and evolution. When you experience your small death, what you calling your orgasm, that is transformation, that is growth, that is evolution. And the only thing that is constant in this world is change. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, this is where now you lose the track. You're supposed to fuck that person while you tend to your spiritual connection, and at the same time, you are remaining aware of your true nature. Go and watch the what we call American Gods. If you go and watch American Gods, you're going to see that in American Gods, there's gay scenes. Remember the taxi guy? The Indian guy, there's gay scenes. There's that other part where that woman, where every time you sleep with her, she swallows you fully into her vagina. So All those are allegories on what it means, whereby you are fucking around, but you're not tending to your spiritual connection. AKA, you are not aware of your true nature. Now, if you are aware of your true nature, then hapa ndio tunasemanga, if you know what you're doing, you're a powerful motherfucker. This is why there are some people who are going to come and have sex with you, but they have intentions, aka they are aware of their true nature. I repeat, it doesn't matter how the sexual act started out. It doesn't matter how you did it, whether it was a wine night stand, whether you did it behind whatever you did. It doesn't matter whether it even started from a vow, a marriage, a culture, from a higher power, what you call a god, a goddesses, whatever you are calling it. It indicates that there's a spiritual bond that is deep between you and another person, and it starts and it is very essential to your growth and evolution. Nimekuambia even an orgasm is growth. That mini death is transformation. That's evolution. And the Vows is all about growth. There's nothing wrong with growth. Death is transformation. Transformation is birth. Now, as long as you remain aware of your true nature, you're okay. You're okay. Now, there are so many people who have marriages in their past that they have no idea about. Then there are marriages whereby people are doing it for reconnection to self spiritually so that they can grow and evolve, not just to stay in one part. Na ninasikianga that you can be in a marriage, okay? There are marriages where both of you, in the past life, you are married. So in today's life, the marriage that you have is only for reconnection to self so that you can grow and evolve, so that you no longer stay where you were before. Hii ndio mnaitanga character development. Unasikia wewe huyu jamaa alinipea character development, huyu dem alinipea character development. There's nothing like character development. That is a lesson. So some people are going to come into your life. You are going to get into a relationship, but it's not supposed to last. So it is only in religion where you are lied to that till death do you part. You do not have to experience a physical death to experience a heaven or a hell. In the same way, you do not have to experience a till death do you part for you to learn what you call a character development. There's nothing like that. You have to learn your lessons and keep it moving. So now that we're in a new world, it's time that you learn that some of those relationships that you keep holding on to have already served their purpose. They were there to remind you something. They were there to take you across a bridge. Nionanga watu, some people are going to get married for papers. Come, we stay, you get papers, you keep it moving. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that is the reality of things. Sometimes you may need to get married to get out of poverty. But once you're out of poverty, divorce that motherfucker. Uliona Alfred Mutua akiachwa na bibi yake hapo kakaenda kupata mtoto na kijana mdogo. Okay? This is a new world. You have to unlearn the artificial world you have been living in. You have to wake up one day and sit down and look at your relationship. Munakaa chini as grown up, mnaambiana, wait, let's sit down. We started like this. We started from what you call trauma bonding. We started from the fact that you were out of school, I was out of school, you made me pregnant by mistake. We got together, but here we are. We never loved each other. So what do we do now? Fuck the world. Fuck what people say. Fuck that saying of till death do you part. That is the old world. You do not have to stay in an unhappy relationship. Because, like I told you, every relationship, the way it starts, whether you want to believe it or not, it starts on good grounds. From a higher perspective, it's always about growth and evolution. So you have to tend to your spiritual connection. Remember, when we were starting, tulisema nini? When we started, address how much effort you give to your higher power, what you're calling your God. Recognize that your partnership with spirit is your number one priority, aka you have to be loyal to your spirit first. So if this relationship is killing you, if this relationship is holding you down, you are not being loyal to your spirit, and your spirit is your number one priority. Don't be surprised by how many relationships out there whereby they are not equally yoked. So be mindful of the vows that are made in a marriage. Be mindful of the vows that are made in a culture. Be mindful of the vows that you make, because you have to ask yourself one important question. This person that I'm getting in connection with, where is this other person's connection to their God? Are they married to Shakahola? Is this person who is capable of going forward? Or are they fixed into culture? Are they fixed into till death do us part? To the point now it gets to a position, one of you has to die for you to move on. So ukisikia mtu akisema ati everybody you sleep with, it's a marriage, that is what they mean. Don't add the spookism. Don't add all that crazy nonsense that ukomania ni hiko, kugomania ni hiko. No, it doesn't go that deep. It goes as deep as check that other person. Are they willing to change? Are they fixated on whatever they are doing? Have they served their purpose? Did you get your papers? Did you get out of poverty? Did they cross you the bridge to the other side? Now it's time to move on. Stop making vows like till death do you part, because vows are oaths, contracts, and you have to be very careful with the oaths you keep and the contracts you keep, because that is how we have so many people working today who are already married, but they don't know that they are married. They were already in other lifetimes. They had already made vows till death do us part. They had already made vows. Gikuyu gitire ndigano, cults. They had already made vows. Wherever you go, there you are. So before you incarnate, reincarnate, or carnate, and you find yourself tied down, understand that it is your fault. You didn't look into the other person's eyes to see how committed they were into what they call their relationships with self. Don't be yoked to someone for the sake of being yoked. Sasa, so shout out to everyone in the comments, each one teach one. Nice, there's no question. Naona Kariha tu ndiye alikuwa amesema the music is perfect. No one added anything. You didn't even interact with each other. You didn't even say hi to each other. I know you're usually not live at this hour of that, but it was important that I come at this. So that was a message. Courtesy of the Divine Empress. La Pantera. So I had to push the message out. So shout out to all the high priestesses, high priest in the house na vitu kama hizo. Someone is meaning that, does that mean that soul ties don't exist? So soul ties are not what you think or you're being told. I did a video on soul ties. Soul ties are anything that you shared a space with, an experience. For example, if you have a cat in your own house, a cat, and you go through many experiences with that cat, one day watu walikuwa wanapigana nje, mkatoka na paka, ukienda kuangalia, ukirudi kwa nyumba ukaambiwa ati baada ya huyu mwana nginya kanyauni gagukite kwirorera. Soul ties are not what you have been told. Remember, I told you that this world is very artificial. You have been lied to in so many things. You can have a soul tie with your animal, not just a human being. I have a video on soul ties. It's on my YouTube page. Go and watch that video. Is the video I think I put in the title. I don't know if I put in the title Samido and Karen Nyamo. Someone like Samido and Karen Nyamo. Those two people have a soul tie. But the soul tie is not based on what we see now. No, a soul tie is based on what they did in a previous life, aka, it's not the best example to make, but let me make this example. Just the other day, the stupid people of Ruaka who cross the road without thinking. I'm a motorist, so I know how stupid the people of Ruaka are when it comes to crossing the road. Wanafikirianga gari na waona. You saw the other day they stoned a car. Na wakachoma gari juu ati iligonga watu wawili. You see those two people who were hit by that car and they died together? That's a soul tie. Now, you see all the people who stoned the car when walikuwa nasema choma wakipiga na mawe, that is a soul tie, aka they already created a soul tie in that instance without knowing. So in another lifetime, watu walikuwa wanapiga hiyo gari na mawe, wanaweza jikuta wamezaliwa brother na sister, wanaweza jipata wameoana na walikuwa spectators, wanaweza jipata amezaa mtoto. That is how soul ties are created. What do I mean? Anytime two souls experience something huge, like that was something big, tuliona mpaka kwa simu. We were not there but we saw it. That means it was something big. Something big doesn't have to be on the news. The fact that imeonekana na macho mingi, watu wengi wameshare, that is what it means. So all those people walikuwa wanachoma hiyo gari wakisema ati choma hii gari nini. Anyone who threw a stone participated in burning that car. They were souls. Soul means solo, individual spirit, solo, from the word solo, singular, soul. Those were souls, but they were tied in an incident. Now, if that incident involved a lot of energy, tempers were flaring, passions. Now, ukumbuke ikihappen, we were just about to come to the full moon. Okay? And there was blood involved. 2 people died. Now, all those people who were there, they are already sharing a soul tie. They were tied, their souls were tied into something that was big. So whether it was positive or negative, it doesn't matter. You can be in a soul tie that is positive. That is positive. So in another lifetime, ndio unasikianga, he who has no stone or he who have no sin, let he who has no sin lift the first stone. That is what it means in the Bible. Na unasikia mpaka Bible inakuambia do not for example, one of my commandments is thou shalt not stone thee if thou find thy bystanders stoning me. For example, if you come online and you find someone trolling me, the moment you troll them, you have created a soul tie. But you don't know if this person is a sworn enemy to me. Meaning, if I have spirits protecting me, they are going to come after him and you. Na wewe ndio umejipata hapo. It was none of your business. That is why they say mind your own business. That is how a soul tie is created. A soul tie is not just created with someone you love. Now, we have soul ties, and then we have twin flames. I think I've also covered that in that video on YouTube. So mtu kama Karen Nyamo na Samido, they have a soul tie, but their soul tie is not about love. That is why unaona Karen Nyama wanafuata Samido, wanapigana, akimpata stage anamwaribia. If it was about love, angekuwa anamwaribia gig. So in a past life, those two souls were tied together in something that was negative, in something that was not negative. And that's how you create a soul tie. So do have a beautiful night. Each one teach one. Teamwork makes the dream work. We'll catch up tomorrow. I just had to kick that message out. So be careful with the vows that you are making. So if you're going to have a one night stand, make sure that you know thyself. It's not so much about the other person, but know thyself first. So you are not creating any vows, or you are not getting into marriages with people who are tied to other vows that they have no idea about. And I love you from the bottom of my heart. Dio.